Split is one of Croatia's most incredible cities, and with its Roman architecture, beautiful landscapes, and endless history, there is so much to experience in this city. So in this video, we're walking through the top things you need to do and see when you visit Split, Croatia. Let's start with one of Split's most famous icons, Diocletian's Palace. This massive complex is over 1,700 years old and is one of the most lively spots in Split. This half palace, half fortress was built by the Roman Emperor Diocletian, who's probably most famous for being the first Roman emperor to voluntarily step down. And given he built this entire palace to be his personal retirement home, you really can't blame him. Here, you can wander the palace grounds for free, but if you want to climb the palace's iconic bell tower or visit some of the inner rooms in the cellar, you'll need to purchase tickets, which you can do from one of the most scenic queuing locations we've ever seen. Even if you don't purchase tickets, you can expect to hear live klapa a cappella performances in the palace's vestibule, which is a fun and free way to experience Croatian culture. Over the centuries, regular civilians moved into the decaying palace ruins, and now today, it's a mix of ancient buildings and modern shops. We couldn't believe that even the grocery store here had ruins among the shelves, which is even more surprising given the whole palace is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, making this probably the only UNESCO protected grocery store on the entire planet.
So we are wandering around Diocletian's Palace right now. This is so much fun to explore. The majority of this site is free to explore, but there are a couple of different upgrades you can make, including the bell tower, the crypt, and a couple other spots. We decided to stick to the free section and we are not disappointed. It is so cool to see all of these old Roman ruins. And it's also actually reminding us a lot of Venice, not so much in the architecture aspect, but just in the small winding streets and alleyways. It's very easy to get lost in the old town here and just wander your way through the city and come across some hidden surprises. So definitely give yourself some time to just explore while you're here. So one thing you might want to know before coming to Split is that they're actually pretty serious about their rules here. Since the palace is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and it spans a decent amount of the old town, there are a lot of rules set up so there's no nonsense around this place. One rule that really surprised us is you're actually not supposed to be wearing beachwear at all throughout the city. So if you're planning on having a beach day and you're wearing your swimwear, make sure you bring some cover-ups or you might get fined a pretty significant amount. Next on our list of top things to do in Split is to climb Marjan Hill. Marjan Hill is a scenic overlook in Split and offers amazing views of the city and the Adriatic Sea. The park itself is quite large and you'll find plenty of nature-lined paths and hiking trails to explore. The most famous hike here is Telegraph Hill, which is the highest point in the city. The name comes from the word telegraph, as when Napoleon conquered Split, he installed a telegraph station at the top of this hill. And while the telegraph is now gone, it's been replaced by a giant Croatian flag, which waves proudly over the city. So if you're looking for one of the best views in all of Split, definitely take a wander off Marjan Hill. It's definitely a pretty steep hike, but we were able to do it in about 30 minutes from the center of Split. And the Telegraph overlook in particular offers you the best 360 view of Split. You can see pretty much anything from here. So definitely take a hike up, but definitely bring some water with you.
And besides the views, another reason this hill is so cool is because of the history. This has been a public park for over 1,000 years, starting with the ancient Romans, and you can clearly see why. It just smells like a Yankee candle store with all the pines. It is such a beautiful slice of Split. Really quick, we want to give a big thanks to the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. Travel, like anything in life, can be tough, and it's important to take care of your mental health wherever you are, which is where BetterHelp comes in. With BetterHelp, it's easy to get connected to a licensed therapist who's trained to listen and give helpful, unbiased advice. With BetterHelp, you're not alone in your journey, wherever you are in the world. And it's not just about being heard, it's about finding the right guidance. With BetterHelp, you can have your therapy sessions as a phone call, video chat, or even via messaging, so you can choose what's most comfortable for you. And with over 30,000 licensed therapists in their network, BetterHelp gives you access to a wider range of therapists that might be available in your area. And it's easy to get started. You just fill out a questionnaire to assess your specific needs in therapy, and then you'll be matched with your therapist in most cases within 48 hours or less. Then you can schedule therapy sessions at a time that's convenient for you. And if the therapist you're originally matched with doesn't feel like the right fit, which can be common when starting therapy, you can easily switch to a new therapist at no additional cost without stressing about insurance, who's in your network, or anything like that. The right therapist can make a huge difference in your life, but if it's your first time, it can be difficult knowing where to start. Over 4 million people have used BetterHelp to start living a healthier, happier life. If you think you might benefit from therapy, consider BetterHelp. Click the link in the description below or visit betterhelp.com/sharingtheroad to get 10% off your first month of BetterHelp, so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. Thanks again to our sponsor BetterHelp. Now let's jump back to the video.
and before climbing the steep steps up to Marjan Hill, you may want to fuel up on some great Croatian cuisine. Nearby, there's a famous and highly rated bakery towards the base of the hill that you can check out to grab some of Split's best Croatian treats.
We just popped into this famous bakery here in Split, and immediately upon walking in, there were tons and tons of delicious looking varieties. We asked the shop owner what they thought we should get, and they recommended this sweetbread, which they explained is one of the pastries this bakery is known for, and it looks like it's really beautifully prepared. The bread itself is actually really malleable, and you can bend it almost like you would a chain. And while it was tough to decide on just this pastry, there were tons of them in there. We actually even saw one piece of cake that looked identical to what we had for our wedding cake in Bled. So as tempting as it was to get that, we had to go with the recommendation to get this delicious looking chain bread. So I'm gonna go in for my first bite here. Tons of powdered sugar on top. Wow. It is so light and fluffy, almost like an undercooked pretzel, and it has just tons and tons of sugar caked on top. So it's almost like a sweet pretzel. It's actually a lot better than I was expecting. That's really good.
And if you're hungry for something that's not sweet, they also have sandwiches here too. And we got both of these for €3.50, which is actually pretty good. The prices in Split have been a little bit higher than we expected, so it's nice to find a good deal here for lunch.
And no trip to Split would be complete without taking the time to wander up and down its famous coastal promenade. This palm tree lined path carves through the heart of Split and provides great views of Diocletian's palace and the Adriatic Sea. Here, you can find restaurants and cafes lining the promenade where you can expect to dine with terrific views, which you might use to justify the promenade's slightly more expensive prices. Even if you opt not to sit at the cafes, there are plenty of public benches where you can sit and take in the spectacular views. We found this area to be absolutely magical around sunset and is a very lively street to explore in Split. Another top thing to do while you're in Split is to see its amazing coastline from the water. One of the best ways to do this is to buy a ticket to go on one of these boats here. There's different kinds of boats you can take. Some take you to specific rock formations or caves, and some are just strictly party boats. We've seen tons of these boats passing, and it looks like it's an absolute blast. Lots of music playing, people having fun, and looks like an all-around good time if you want to get on the water in Split. And you have tons of different options to do this. While walking along the promenade, you'll find plenty of vendors selling tickets for all kinds of water-focused experiences. You can book snorkeling and scuba tours, swimming tours that include local caves, or even just music-filled party boats. We found Split's selection to be quite wide here, and whether you're looking for a traditional boat, pirate ship, or even a glass-bottomed submarine, so if nautical nonsense is something you wish, there are plenty of options here in Split.
Next, we're heading back to the area near Diocletian's palace, where you'll need to stop by the next item on our list, and that's Split's Green Market. This open-air market has been in operation since the Middle Ages, and is an amazing spot to shop like a local, pick up some fresh food, or find a Croatian souvenir. The Green Market's also home to some tasty restaurants that can whip you up some iconic Croatian delicacies at a relatively affordable price. We stopped by a vegan food stall here to fuel up, and we absolutely loved it. So we're in the Green Market right now, and we figured we would stop in to get a little bit of greens ourselves. So this is a vegan street food shop, pretty close to where all the action is in the Green Market, and we heard it's really good and provides you a whole lot of food for your money. So this was about €12 here, but we got it to Split, and I think it's going to be plenty food. We just got the basmati rice with tomato sauce and grilled vegetables. That's exactly what it looks like, and it looks amazing. She prepared it right in front of us. Just know that it is cash only here if you decide to go. So I'm going to dig in. That's really good. As silly as it sounds, I don't think I've ever thought to cook my rice in tomato sauce before. That's extremely flavorful. I'm going to get some veggies here as well. That is really good. And it's really filling too, which is exactly what we're looking for. And it's spiced pretty well, which I think is hard to do with a pretty simple dish. Really good.
If you're looking to spend more time on the water, you'll love the next item on our list, and that's to visit one of Split's many beaches. There are several beaches in the area along the Adriatic Sea, and depending on what your preferred beach style is, there's probably a beach here for everyone. We went to this beach, and while rocky, we found it to be quite enjoyable. It's only a 30-minute walk from Diocletian's palace, which we felt made it an easy beach to get to. Plus, there were a few military relics here which were fun to see as well. While here, be sure to say hi to the friendly cat population who lives along the tree line by the shore. So that's it for our Split travel guide. If you found this video useful, it really helps out our channel channel if you hit that like button and consider subscribing to see more of our content. Next up, we're heading to Bosnia and Herzegovina to explore the breathtaking city of Mostar, which is just a short bus ride from Split. And after that, we're heading to Dubrovnik and then all over Greece, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.